Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be going over the Tube Z-Wave PoE Kit. It is a ESP32 based microcontroller that allows you, I wanted to show you here, you can push in on this little thing and kind of pull up, and that's how the case comes off. We can take our little microcontroller out. So this is our ESP32. Tube has made a custom PCB on top, and then we are using the Zooz GPIO module 800, which is this very small little guy right here. So the way that this is going to work is we're going to take this Tube Z-Wave module, we're going to take this tiny little GPIO, and it can only actually go on one way. There's a little 8-pin here, 10-pin, and I kind of like using the edges of my thumbs to kind of, to kind of push that down. Right, so we want to make sure that that's nice and flush. And you've now kind of created this little stack, if you will. So now we have our slot for our Ethernet port right here. Put that in there. Make sure it sits flat. We will take this guy. It actually has a little divot to hold it in there. So hold it in like that, and then pop it down. Hey, buddy. Hey, Anubis wants to say hi. This is Anubis. Hey, buddy. I know. What's up? You helping? You want to help install this? No? Okay. Well, love you, buddy. All right. So now we have our Raspberry GPIO module installed, the 800 ZAC93. Okay, so now let me share a screen here. So this is the Z-Wave PoE kit that we just learned about. And it is a small little kit. It actually does not include the Z-Wave controller itself. It is made by Tube's Zigbee. He is a popular guy in the Discord. Anubis just jumped back up. He's a sweet boy. All right, so it shows us how we're going to connect here. It shows us that we're going to use Z-Wave JS UI. It shows us some pictures. You will see a green light whenever it's connected, or I mean whenever it powers on correctly. That confirms that the firmware is good. Okay, so at this point, we're now ready to actually add this in to our Home Assistant instance. This part you can actually skip. I'm going to be doing what's called the esphome add-on or esphome dashboard. This will allow you to keep your Tube's device up to date. It will also allow you to make YAML changes. It'll also allow you to change the host name of the device, which we will use later to go directly to it on our network. Via its host name .local. So our first, hey buddy, I know, hey, I'm making a video. Hey, come on here, you can come up here. All right, good boy, good boy. All right. So the first thing that we're gonna do is go to our add-ons page, and I'm running a Home Assistant OS here. We are going to go to Add-on Store, and we're going to choose esphome and click Install. Buddy. We'll let this finish. Once it installs, it will give us the option to have it automatically restart with the watchdog, as well as add a little tab to our sidebar, and we will add that. All right, and then we will start it. And as a reminder, you can skip to the next option, or you can skip to the next chapter in the video if you do not want to do this esphome add-on and just want to add it to your network. Okay, so now we're going to open Web UI. We can also click this little guy here, and it actually does not show up because it's still in my hand. So let me go plug that in, and we'll see it pop up here. All right, so I've just plugged that in to a PoE port on a switch in my network closet, and sure enough, Tube Z-Wave controller. Now yours will show up here. Hey, come on back up. He wants back up. Come on, good boy. All right, come on. So, yours will show up just like this. However, yours will not be named Tube Z-Wave Controller. I've already adopted mine and changed mine once. So that's why mine shows up looking like this. I'm going to leave the name exactly like mine, or like this, but you can change yours to look like mine or whatever name you want to call yours. Go ahead and let it adopt. All right, and then we do want to go ahead and click install here. So what this is going to do is it will automatically pull down the necessary well, basically what it's doing is compiling, it's downloading stuff, it's compiling stuff, and then it's creating a single firmware file .bin that it can then flash directly to our controller over OTW, over the wire. Hey everyone. So I just want to be clear here. On our YAML, this tube-zwave-controller under our name is our actual host name. So that's what allows us to go to tube-zwave-controller.local. Now got our tube Z-Wave controller online in our esphome dashboard. And to get it online in Home Assistant, I'm going to edit my encryption, or I'm going to copy my encryption key here. And then I'm going to Settings, Integrations. We see Tube Z-Wave controller. Here I'm going to click Configure. It's asking for that encryption key. Submit. Now we have the Tube Z-Wave controller added to Home Assistant. This is useful in case we need to restart the device. However, we should also be able, let's see here, go back to ESP Home, visit. So you can visit it by its IP address, or you can also visit it by whatever you created the name here. It will show up as, tube-zwave-controller.local to visit the device. And what this will do as well, it will say whether or not serial has been connected, which is definitely useful to figure out if the ESP32 itself is talking to the GPIO module, which it needs to. Okay, so at this point, we're now ready to actually integrate it into Z-Wave JS. So in the Z-Wave JS here, mine already shows up. However, yours will not yet. You will have to go to your settings, Z-Wave, and then here, this might normally look something like this. However, because we are using a networked coordinator, we want to use this. So this is the actual IP address, the 10.10.10.94. Now that's for my network, my IoT subnet. So yours will probably be like 192.168.1. Something. And then you'll still need the colon and 6638. So definitely, don't give up on this part. After you type this in and then you click save, you should now see your Zooz module. Okay, so at this point, we actually need to upgrade it. If we click here, it says that controllers based on before 7.22.1 are plagued by a variety of bugs. So not ideal. But this is actually pretty easy for us to do an upgrade on. So what we're gonna do here, first we need to actually download the file. All right, and I'll make sure to link this to you. All right, so then ZAC93, and we are going to download this .zip file. So yeah, in our downloads here, we have the ZAC93 SDK version 1.50. So we need to extract that. Extract all, next, done. Okay, so we want this GLB or .gbl file. All right, so just to confirm, we're flashing a ZAC93, and we're going to go to this little guy right here in our bottom right. We are going to go to Advanced Actions and perform a firmware update OTW over the wire. We are going to feed it our GBL file and click update. All right. It is possible that this fails at this point. If it does, You basically just need to enable bootloader mode. It's a little setting in the Z-Wave JS UI Z-Wave tab, and I will show you that just after we finish here. It's also possible that it fails even though it's going through this process with the same results, and I'll show you. It's super easy to get out of that failure mode. We're almost there. Anubis went to sleep on my bed. He's right there under the covers. 99.91. That's strange. But it says okay, so we'll go for it. Um, I actually am gonna have to refresh my browser here. I'm kind of stuck. This looks like some type of GUI bug, actually. Take a picture for later. Alright, so I just hit F5 to refresh it. Okay, so that was very strange. That was some kind of GUI bug, but we'll work around it. Alright, so at this point it now shows that we're on SDK 7.22.1, and it says here that before 7.22.1 we were plagued by issues, but we are now on 7.22.1. So at this point you have plugged in your ZP or your sorry, you have connected your ZAC93 GPIO module made for Raspberry Pi. However, it works with our Tube Z-Wave kit. We have put that on our Tube Z-Wave kit. We have connected it to a PoE switch. We have figured out what the IP address is. We have let's see. Set up we have adopted it inside of esphome, and we have changed the name and or the friendly name here. We have added it to our Z-Wave JS UI instance by going to settings, by going to the Z-Wave tab and the serial port. And of course, if this is your first time setting this up, make sure to check out my Z-Wave, the protocol and Z-Wave JS for Dummies video. Let's see here. We're pretty much golden at this point. Oh, I did want to let you know, if for some reason you had an issue and your firmware file or your firmware failed to install, we want to come to our Z-Wave tab here. We want to come down, turn bootloader mode on. We want to click save in our bottom right, and then try it again. I believe you might have to force it out of boot mode yourself, but honestly, if I'm thinking right, or if I remember correctly, you don't. It should be automatic. Okay, so at this point, we now have Z-Wave JS UI set up with a PoE Z-Wave kit made by Tube. All right, thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you next time.